Titans came into the summer showdown with a winning record of 2-1, but what lower-seeded team fell to them in the first round? And were they ready for the challenge? I'm Abby Sherlock, and let's find out in Titans this week. The Titans came into the summer showdown winning 2 of their last 3 games, giving them the 4th seed in the division. After last weekend wrapped up and the top 3 seeds chose their opponents, the Titans were left to face off against the Paris Eternal, who have been showing streaks of brilliance over the past few weeks. In a new meta that has seen significant increase of play from the hero Genji, the Titans would have their work cut out for them from Eternal DPS Sparkle, who last week had arguably one of the best Genji performances the league has ever seen. Will the Titans be able to counter the Eternal to reach the tournament semifinals? Or would the Eternal be able to ride their hot streak into the tournament? Our match recap will have all the answers.
Yeah, you need those short sight lines, and that's exactly what you get around Oasis. You can see them going for flanks around the left-hand side as Sparkle dives in, takes out the Immortality Field, and he's just trying to do as much damage as possible. First blood, though, goes the way of Shredlock onto Hanbin, and it seems like the Vancouver Titans, against all odds, are getting the better end of this first fight.
They found a good edge. They worked around, and now they found the opportunities. It means that the first flip will be going into their favor.
But I mean, Brent, look at the
online. It dashes into the air. That is the cue, and there we go. The Hulk pulls them all together. The Immortality Field does come out. What a great reaction from the Vancouver Titans. They recognized what ultimate was going to be used there, and they answered exactly with what they needed to. KSA now just going to be trying to assert himself off onto the sidelines, but it's going to be turned around here. Exi got a kill, but finally going to be traded out here by Dalton.
They have a Gravitic Flux. They might take this first round.
Trying to find his off angles, but Shockwave is there. Now Bob going to be sending them straight up into the air. Look at this. The hip fire. FD God goes down. And the overtime might be burning here, but it's all up to Sparkle to see if he can turn anything around. 2 kills that he's found, but it's not enough. Shredlock shuts him down alongside Bembest on round 1. Going to the Vancouver. Now, Bembest has to drop to the low ground. His team finally started to support him. Kaka will fall, though. Sparkle is going to equalize it out. Exi, by this point, might be getting back into the fight in time. Sparkle with another follow-up. Beautiful movement coming around from him.
Slaying them.
He is absolutely turning up. No one able to shut him down. So despite the fact that the great peel is used, they had to use a ton of cooldowns to try and negate that one. Sparkle very low, though. Will get brought down eventually. And now it's time for the Vancouver Titans to try and roll forward. Pirate's going to be trying to stop them, though, with the Halt Gravitic Flux. Hanbin is in the background, but he is going to get taken down eventually. And that means the Vancouver Titans have all the opportunities in the world now to just press the advantage that they have. Moving forward here, you can see a little bit of a stagger attempt, a little bit of a stall attempt, but eventually there's going to be a recap here. Bit unfortunate. Dalton over the pulse bomb. How does he find Fielder there? Was the Immortality Field forced out? I'm not too sure, but that gives KSA so many opportunities. Gravitic Flux, the damage was done. Sparkle has the blade, and now he wants to go in the whole combo, but a good night! See you later, Sparkle! I believe that was 5 kills. Yeah, I love that. Okay, why not? Nice clean sweep and a nice halt from Bembest. He's going to do a little bit of damage here to Bembest as they try and pressure them. And the Immortality Field was used so early there by Fielder. But what little else could he do? The Vancouver Titans are just rolling over the Paris Eternal here, despite the fact that they had the high ground. They just take it away from them and they're able to win out the team fight, flipping it over. Can anyone even touch here, Josh?
I don't think so. Bembest has gone over to the Ryan, Hanbin on the ball. FD got on Lucio, desperately trying to get it, but FD got picked off. And that's the Vancouver Titans.
Wow. Over to an off angle, seeing if you can find a head or two. Just a click, and there you go. Lined it up. Kaka is gone. And going to start to find a couple of opportunities now as they work their way onto the point here. Fielder does go down, though. That's going to cause some issues, but Xy's happily able to find it once again. Another pick. This guy's so proficient on the hit scan. Another one for him, and that gives Sparkle all the space in the world as he can just dive in and start to build up that blade.
That's incredible from Xy. 3 clean kills.
You are dancing with death there, Shockwave, but now it's Sparkle's turn. The blade comes through, and a lot of damage pumped into them. Means that it's going to be 2 easy pickoffs for them. Paris Eternal are just holding strong, and now they're going to be pushing even further. As 4 minutes, probably thought that the flank was going down, but that's given an opening now for the Paris Eternal. Xy does fall, though, so once again, Rolf being a bit of a savior. Hanbin knocked off the high ground, and that's going to mean another headshot from Shockwave. They do stabilize, but they were a little bit shaky there for a second. Down. Can the Vancouver Titans press the advantage even further?
Another blade from Sparkle.
Hanbin with his gravitic flux, and now the blade comes out from Sparkle. Slicing through the enemy. Can he find any openings? He finds one. Stunned eventually, but his team are able to find the damage necessary to close it out. And that will be the third checkpoint sealed. 37 seconds. It's going to be still anyone's game. Shockwave, though, evens it out. Zexy will fall, and now the rally armor on top of that. Rakan trying to keep his team alive. A couple of stray shots means that Hanbin will go down, and the gravitic flux will not follow up with the second parter. And it means that it is going to be a capture eventually, as those two ticks are going to come in handy that they gained earlier.
Dalton Lowe shuts down Sparkle, building up to about halfway to his first Dragon Blade. The Vancouver Titans are trying to get value in this team.
Beautiful by KSA. He cancelled gravitic flux there from Hanbin. Those kind of individual plays, that's what you need to try and turn this one around. As Dalton's just trying to shred through them with the right clicks. Buffed up, Genji feeling himself a little bit here. Wants to be trying to take these off angles, as you can see. XC eventually being pressured here. And Josh, what you said there earlier about the Genji blades as well. Some
huge here with his blade.
Comes out now, can he find anything? He's doing it straight into a rally and an immortality field. It's so hard to get anything done there, but the desperation, you could tell it was there because this is final fight territory. Only 17 seconds remaining and they are losing it. XC has been so clean, on point. His aim is so beautiful to watch as well. It's just from point A to B, so clean. Snapping to the targets. Be able to find another one here as they have the info side, but it is, again, desperation. Can anyone touch? Not quite. And that means the Paris Eternal. Oh, you can see the Paris Eternal's positioning, playing very split, trying to really divide and conquer anyone that they can. That's going to be Shockwave going down on the back line, so an opportunity for Paris here.
I really like that as well. Just take the opportunity while you're down manpower to flank around the map and find another pick. It's not really going to work out, and Fielder wastes his Amp Matrix towards the end of that engagement.
With a blade and a dream. See if they can open this up, but XC's got other things to say about it. Shockwave falls. Dalton, he's got to come up huge with this. They've got to try and combo it, but XC again. Another headshot onto Rolf. Hanbin with the gravitic flux. Dalton's blade will be shut down by his opposition. And that's going to be a blowout realistically. Only a... Yeah, but Shockwave has really just looped all the way around. You can see from here, he's just pumping in this damage and no one is able to shut him down. What a great angle to take. Great timing as well. And it still could be winnable when XC's alive. It's always winnable, but it will be the Vancouver Titans holding strong, it seems.
Yeah, for sure. And Hanbin just delaying his own death here.
So unable to really take him out, but eventually he will fly away. Shredlock, though, now going to be using the supercharger, but Sparkle's there with the blade. Stunned, bashed up, but in close quarters to Genji's best friend, especially when he has the blade out. So many picks going his way. 3 in the making. He might make it a 4th as well, as Shockwave moved over to the Tracer, those shurikens.
After he's already found kills, after Sparkle's already killed half of his team.
See counter ults coming out here. Gravitic Flux is being used by both of these teams, but it seems like the Paris Eternal are the ones who are winning the fight, winning the engagement outright. Hanbin as well with just his default hyperspheres. Dalton desperately trying to bring him down, but oh goodness me, yeah, you gotta be worried, gotta be careful of those turrets, but look at the time. Only a single tick, that's all Paris have to get. It's gonna be the stall attempt here by Shredlock, the immortality field immediately taken out, and can anyone realistically touch? Well, no one can really touch, but Sparkle has the blade out. And that's going to mean a Paris Eternal in a quick and speedy fashion. Going to be taken.
No Smite is pushing everybody around right now as well. There's a bomb in the backlines from KSA, but Sparkle has taken out the pilot Diva and continues to build up another blade. The Paris Eternal in firm control of this team fight, despite the fact that Dalton was able to get that opening kill. And despite the fact that Shockwave keeps getting picks as well on the Widow, Paris just keeps saving these engagements.
Nanabu's going to be used, and another whip shot, but Sparkle, he doesn't even need the blade. That was a right click into the dash. He finds another one onto Dalton. Doesn't even need the blade. 15 seconds on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the timer.
Yeah, this is going to be an Blade to seal things out, I think. Sparkle goes in, he's on top of Rolf, doesn't even bother finishing off. He leaves him to Hanbin, he doesn't need the kills. Goes in and gets Karkar as well, just setting his tanks up for the engagement, and it's all over. Yep. As Hex would say, it is all over but the crying.
Oh.
The
finals, and the Pass Eternal moving forward. Nanabu's going to be applied now to Shredlock. He has to find some kills. He has to find some value. The Primal Rage is used, but the front line is being obliterated. The back line, the Pass Eternal is able to just negate everything going their way. Sparkle has found so many pickoffs. Only realistically one player remains. The Nanaboost applied for good measure. Look at the cleanliness of him. And the Pass Eternal with the GGs in the chat are going to be taking this one 3-1.
Your Titans fall 3-1, and with that end their run in the Summer Showdown. The Titans started the series strong on Oasis, where the tank lineup played a huge role in pushing the team forward, having doubled the total amount of final blows, combined with the support line being prepared to counter Sparkle's Genji with stuns in the Immortality field. The Titans were able to position aggressively and keep the Eternal at bay. The series looked promising for the Titans as they moved into Map 2. However, Eternal DPS Xe had something to say about that. With his stellar Widowmaker play, he was able to support Sparkle's dives to open new angles and picks. With the Titans already having to deal with one of the best Genjis in the league, Xe matched that skill on Widowmaker, creating havoc. For the first time since his arrival, Shockwave looked to be neutralized by the Eternal, while Dalton was doing his best to keep up with the Eternal damage line of Sparkle and Xe, who would highlight real plays and clutch saves throughout the match. Having all momentum put to a halt on King's Row and Volskaya seemed to be too much for the Titans, as they seemed to almost run out of gas when they arrived at Watchpoint Gibraltar. The Titans faced an impossible challenge of selecting maps that wouldn't benefit Sparkle's Genji, only to create a new challenge due to Widowmaker having sightlines in these same maps. The Eternal went on a perfect swing of momentum in a tournament full of upsets. They completed their weekend as champions of the Summer Showdown, defeating the division's best team, the San Francisco Shock, in a semifinals en route to a 7-game nail-biting series win against the Philadelphia Fusion. With the Eternal, much like the Titans this year, fielding a roster of rookies and first-year OWL talent, here's what coaches Flubby, Weeds, and Pew had to say on gaining more synergy and what they can learn from the Externals Championship weekend.
Definitely expected Paris.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna get Paris for sure because they were definitely the strongest team, and everyone else was gonna pick because there were so many upsets that it was even easier to pick like a worse team. So yeah. Paris is like by far the best team that got.
Yeah, the morning of it was either between Paris and Mayhem that we were thinking about we were gonna end up getting, but then Outlaws beat Mayhem, so it was just like, we're gonna end up with Paris, aren't we? I honestly think, especially after map 1, I think every player on the team felt like it was winnable. And going into the rest of the series, there's a lot of I guess mistakes, so to say, that kind of befall us because we're inexperienced, at least from the staffing side. And it was similar to how the ATL match played out, where like the energy kind of dwindled out, or like the strategy or the pacing of the enemy team was just faster than ours. That's kind of like how we started up on a high note and then ended on a low one.
Yeah, map 1 was like a perfect example of how we can play and how we should be playing all the time. But starting map 2, I'm not gonna go into detail, but there was a coaching mistake right off the bat, and then after that, after they pretty much rolled us on King's Row, it was like the energy started dwindling, and you can tell the players were like, the inexperience started kicking in, and how we were all on like the back foot.
Mm-hmm. I want to say it's a time thing because immediately, I guess I don't want to keep on touching on this one little mistake, but immediately after the series, me and Pew, or some people stuck around. Me and Pew were talking about stuff we could have done better, and we both came across like the same things we could have done. And it's like immediate, and I think like once we get in the habit of recognize these things in mid-match against like opponents with bans and such, strategies that enemies employ, it would be better for us. And then I think the player thing, it is just hard experience. I think, I hate to say like time, but I really do think that's a major part of it, or a major component at least.
I think the league's a lot closer in parity than it's been in a while, just because the meta, at least for that tournament, it was very close because the meta was so new that nobody was so much better at it than anyone else. It was pretty much everyone had the same amount of time on it.
Yeah, I think I'm more so looking forward to stacking up against the most recent champs, right? You know, it's always good to look good against a team that's been dominant in the weeks before. So
Yeah, we get
Yeah.
a revenge match and to play against the best team right now. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's always what you want to do. It's double incentive.
The undeterred Titans will be looking for quick redemption as they play the Paris Eternal next Saturday. Following that, the Titans will then look to take advantage of a slumping LA Gladiators team on that following Sunday. You can catch both matches that weekend at high noon. Thanks for getting caught up with Titans this week. Be sure to come back here for more news and in-depth analysis of your Vancouver Titans following match weekends. I'm your host, Abby Sherlock, and we'll see you next time.